What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the LTQ Wrestling Crew. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed Money in the Bank. I thought it was a pretty decent show overall. I wasn't happy about a few things. Becky Lynch winning, Seth Rollins winning, but hey, it is what it is. Again, apologies for the lighting. I'm in a room with, room darkening curtains and there's a glare, so I know that probably annoys a lot of y'all. So let's talk about Monday Night Raw. John Cena kicks off the show, and he's talking about how he's got a certain amount of dates left, and he wants some more competition. And who else is better for his competition than CM Punk? So Punk comes out, the crowd's going nuts. You hear Cena sucks, let's go Cena chants throughout. CM Punk, and CM Punk grabs the mic. And these two on the mic, I mean, they're the best in the business. There ain't nobody better than these two. I mean, they're going to cook regardless of who's a face or who's a heel in this. It's going to be great regardless. Don't mind my squeaky chair. It's going to be great regardless. And Punk talks about, have times changed but stayed the same. He says, you sold out for pretty much the final boss. My boss is these people. I listen to these people. We're all cogs in the machine. Don't get it twisted. And he challenges Cena for the WWE Championship. He said, Elimination Chamber. I felt that. I felt the energy when me and you locked up for the first time in over 10 years. And man, when they locked up Elimination Chamber, it brought back so much nostalgia for me, and I'm sure many of y'all. Like, it was just such a good moment, and it really just it was just special because those matches they had, especially that 5-star match they had at Money in the Bank, those are matches you're going to cherish forever, and they're going to go at it again. And CM Punk challenges them tonight on Raw for a match, and John Cena gets hyped, and he says, you and me, the best of the best in the world against the greatest of all time. Let's do it, but not tonight. And he says, I'm going to make you go to Saudi Arabia. Obviously, there was rumors going around that CM Punk didn't want to go to Saudi Arabia, and he refused. I'm sure the money talked. Now, all of a sudden, he changed his tune, and now he's going to Saudi Arabia, and he's going to be facing John Cena at Night of Champions. Punk technically doesn't answer when Seth Rollins' music hits. And Rollins doesn't say a word. He just holds up the Money in the Bank briefcase. And that's the end of this segment. And, man, I know I didn't probably do it justice. But, like, these two went back and forth. Cena, as a heel, he doesn't really cook as much as he does a babyface. But he still has his moments where he cooks. Now, am I looking forward to seeing CM Punk and John Cena in 2025? Yes, for the nostalgia feel, just like Randy Orton and John Cena. Absolutely. Is this match going to be that great? Probably not. Cena, the thing about Cena is he looks like he can barely even move in the ring anymore. I mean, I know he's had a lot of wear and tear. He's almost 50. He hasn't really wrestled a lot, but god damn, I mean, some of these matches he has are just so boring to me. And it's like, I really hope this match is different because this is one of my favorite rivalries of all time. Him and Randy Orton was too. And him and Randy Orton wasn't a bad match, but it was more of like a finisher story type of match and just a nostalgia type of match. I feel like this match can be kind of that same type of match. But I hope Cena gets in his bag a little bit because most of the time now, because I have a few friends who go, I want Cena to go back babyface or he'll do more moves as a babyface. No, not really. He's just different on the mic and he just criticizes the fans. There's really no difference between Cena. Honestly, like there's no difference. Just him being a heel. His moveset's exactly the same. He doesn't do a whole lot. He'll do very little as possible. I just hope him and Punk is at least a solid match. I'm not expecting 2011. Both these guys are 14 years older in their late 40s. I'm not expecting a 5-star classic by any means. I just hope I get a little. I know what we'll get from Punk. Punk can still go his age. Just hoping for a little bit more from Cena at Night of Champions. Just a little bit more. Pull out a leg drop or something. All we see from Cena now is pretty much him in his prime of 5 moves of doom. He'll spam AAs, maybe hit STF, and that's pretty much all you're going to get from him at this point. It's just like, again, he said in interviews, this is all he can do. I kind of disagree. I feel like he could do a little bit more. He just don't. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to that match as much as I am. And we get a good world title run. It would not surprise me if Punk wins that match, honestly, because Cena's reign's been a disappointment for me and a lot of others. Could Rollins cash in? Possibility. I don't know if they're going to do it that early, but definitely going to have him and Punk playing, him having the briefcase, so it wouldn't surprise me. especially if they have Punk winning. Rollins automatically cashes in and screws them. That sets up another story between those two. We'll see. So we had Styles against Gable next after this segment, and it was an okay match. Didn't really go on very long. And Styles took a very brutal German. He almost landed on the back of his head. I think he did land on the back of his head, but he kind of made it look like Gable threw him over, like on his stomach. But, man, it could have been a lot worse. And there's been a lot of wrestling injuries or close to injuries or just brutal botches lately. So wrestlers just got to be careful. As they always say, this is not ballet. Styles hits a great Styles clash. 1, 2, 3. The Creed brothers were out there. They tried getting involved a few times. But other than that, this match happened. And, yeah, I mean, there ain't really much to say about it. I kind of expect a better match. Raw, the problem is with Raw for me is just so many goddamn commercials. Like, I work overnights anyway, so I don't watch Raw live, but I couldn't watch it live anyways, just with all the commercials and wasted time. And it's just, for a 2-hour show, you barely get any action. It's like, I know you can only pick one between having matches like AEW and having segments and all that, but, like, man, it felt like it took almost an hour just to get to the first match. So they're doing the King and Queen of the Ring. We had a qualifier, Liv Morgan against Kairi Sane against Rhea Ripley against Roxanne Perez. Solid match. Everybody looked good. Raquel goes to help Liv. She accidentally helps Roxanne, and Roxanne qualifies, getting a win over two big names like Kairi and Liv. Well, Kairi's a big name to me, but a lot of other fans would give. So Kairi, Liv, and Rhea. But Liv and Rhea, like, big win for Roxanne. You can tell they're very high on her, as they should be. She's young. She's got a great look. She can work. She can talk. She can do it all. So good for her. And I'm always on board with new women getting opportunities and up-and-coming stars and stuff like that. So Roxanne winning here, no issue with me. I do feel like they're kind of doing a rinse and repeat cycle with the Rhea Liv storyline, with the Roxanne and Liv storyline, unfortunately. We'll have to see how this keeps playing out. We had a Becky segment. Pretty much Becky's bragging about how she won. She's pretty much saying, like, why are you guys not chanting? You deserve it. She calls out Lyra Valkyrie to raise her arm again, this time with more enthusiasm, since she didn't at the last pay-per-view Money in the Bank. Lyra comes out with one of the worst mean faces I've ever seen in my life. I mean, you could tell she just put on a fake mean face. It was bad. She walks down, and then Bayley comes back. Bayley's back. Thank goodness. And she attacks Becky from behind. Becky tries to get out of the ring. Lyra is there, and then Becky, retreats again, and that's the end of the segment. So we're getting Bayley against Becky, it looks like. Maybe a triple threat, potentially. But listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Becky being champion. I'm not the biggest fan of them doing Bayley against Becky for the title because they both have had so much success. It doesn't need the title involved. But we'll see what they end up doing with it. Good to see Bayley back. Still sucks she got written out of WrestleMania for Becky. It's good they're playing that in the story. We'll see how that plays out. So we had R-Truth pretty much coming out there. He's saying, I'm back because of y'all. R-Truth is back. But he says R-Truth can be a little too much of a funny guy sometimes. He can be too nice. And I love R-Truth, but it's time for Ron Killings. And he's going by Ron Killings now. He wants to use that on the indie scene after he gets, out of WWE again. Still annoys me that Triple H tried to cover it up and say, oh, no, this was the plan all along. This was our plan. Blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it wasn't. But R-Truth's back. He ends up cutting off his hair, showing he's serious. This is serious, R-Truth. R-Truth is done. This is Ron Killings, Ron the Truth Killings, and he's here, and he ain't playing no games. The crowd loved it. They were chanting well a little bit at him, which is annoying, but other than that, it's just good to see R-Truth. We had another King of the Ring match. Sami Zayn against Penta against Dom against Braun Breaker. Went on for about 10 to 15 minutes. Braun Breaker spilled the hell out of Penta. LA Knight ends up coming out, attacks Braun Breaker. Sami Zayn hits a Luva kick on Dom, advances in the King of the Ring tournament. So it looks like we're getting an LA Knight and Seth Rollins feud, which was rumored. There was a report that came out, I think, last night before Raw, that they were potentially doing an LA Knight and Seth Rollins feud. I thought LA Knight should have won Money in the Bank, but hey, you can't do nothing about that now. It's good to see LA Knight at least involved in a major feud. We'll see what comes out of it. We'll see. And LA Knight, it's been reported that Triple H isn't the biggest fan of him. You can tell by his booking. Hopefully that changes. But all in all, good to see Sami Zayn advance. We'll see who wins the King of the Ring. Nikki Bella does a segment. She's hyping Evolution 2. Mentions a lot of names. She did botch Stephanie Valkyra's name. And then out comes Liv. She didn't mention Liv. And Liv says, you're jealous. I have a championship and all that. I have a fan base, I think is what she said. And I have a man. And that got a ooh from the crowd. And Nikki says, you do have a man, but is it really your man? Whose man is it at this point? Is it you or Roxanne Perez? And the crowd goes ooh at that. And then pretty much the segment ends with Liv hitting the Oblivion on Nikki Bella. And she says, this is my show, all that. So maybe we're getting Liv and Nikki Bella at Evolution. That could be interesting. And Nikki Bella still looks good for her age. Man, Hispanic women never really age, it seems like. Good to see Nikki Bella back. I never really had an issue with her in-ring or anything. I always thought she was a better wrestler when it came to the Bellas. It's good to see her come back after her neck issues and everything. So we'll see. And then we have the main event. Jey Uso, Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. And great match. Went on a while. A lot of kickouts, back and forth. These guys put on probably one of their best matches they've had against each other. And listen, I'm surprised Gunther won. I'm not going to lie. Like, I thought it was going to be maybe an interference or maybe somebody screws, Gunther by DQ. Maybe Goldberg comes out and attacks him or something like that. No interference. Clean ending. Put in the sleeper. Jey goes 9-9. He didn't tap out, which is going to go into the story. Jey made Gunther tap out. Gunther did not make Jey tap out. He passed out. But, like, I made a TikTok and a short a few weeks ago if you guys follow me on TikTok, or if you guys watch our shorts. And I said, like, it's just hard for me to believe that Gunther would lose twice to Jey clean. I just didn't see that happening. I didn't know if Gunther was going to win the championship, but I just felt like it was going to be maybe a count out or a DQ or some shenanigans to really make it end like that. No, Gunther wins the title. Jey only had like a 40-plus day title reign. Curious what the plan's going to be for Jey going forward. Do they send him back in a tag team with Jimmy? Do they have him take a break? And what's next for Gunther? Because Gunther's first title reign wasn't very good. They just didn't really book him as a strong world champion. It wasn't really his fault. It was just creative. So hopefully they do Gunther justice as a world champion the second time around. But all in all, I enjoyed this match. Listen, Jey gets a lot of hate. I do enjoy his world title matches on Raw. Him and Rollins is very good. This match was very good. So actually, I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of question marks after this match, like what the direction is. Are they going to do Gunther and Logan Paul? They were teasing that a few weeks ago. Like, there's a lot of different directions they can go with this. But all in all, I'm happy to see Gunther world champion again. It was good to see Jey get his moment as world champion. He's never going to be a long-term world champion anyways. And I'm getting annoyed because a lot of fans act like they're all mad now. Like, oh, Jey got BS'd. He should get a longer title reign. Like, half the community was hating on Jey as world champion. Now everybody's going to jump on the bandwagon and being like, oh, he got screwed by creative. He shouldn't have had a 6-month reign. He was never going to have a long title reign. It's okay. At least he won a world title. That's more than a lot of others could say. So we'll see where this leads to. So hopefully you guys enjoyed me breaking down Monday Night Raw. Make sure to like and subscribe for more wrestling content. Peace.